Wan sat back in her chair, sipping her coffee, her mind still in Jion's heartbreaking confession. But then a mischievous thought crossed her mind. She glanced at Taehyung, who was focused on his drink. A silly smile crept down her face as she leaned forward. They started casually, her tone light and innocent. He hummed, glancing up from his cup. "Why not need to do something for me?" she said, her voice nonchalant, but her eyes sparkled with mischief. "Taehyung, anything?" Taehyung replied, not thinking much of it as he sipped his coffee. "What is it?" One leaned a little closer, her voice lowering as if she was sharing a deep secret. "I wanted to make June pregnant." Taehyung immediately choked on his coffee, coughing, his eyes widening in shock. "What?" One blinked innocently, taking another sip of her coffee as if she hadn't just dropped. "You heard me," Taehyung gulped at her, still struggling to catch his breath. She tilted her head, her face the picture of innocence. "I said I wanted to make June pregnant." Taehyung mouth open and closed like a fish out of water, his mind racing with process what he had just said. "You want me to make your best friend?" Why exactly? When not still so calm, it made Taehyung question if he was hearing things. She took another leisurely sip of her coffee. Taehyung stared at her, utterly bewildered. How could you even ask me that? She's your best friend, my best friend's wife, and what about him? And you want me to?" His voice was getting high with panic. One blinked, looking genuinely confused. "Of course she is my friend, but else what I asked. And her husband is ready too." Taehyung's jaw dropped. He leaned forward, whispering in disbelief. "Taehyung, are you seriously asking me to have with you?" At this, one eye snapped to his, and she immediately made an angry face. "What? How could you think I would want you to sleep with her?" Her voice was sharp, full of mock outrage. Taehyung confusion deepened. "Taehyung, what you just said." "When I can't believe you even consider that, Taehyung." One cut him off, her tone turning requesting. "What kind of husband you are? Think about sleeping with my best friend." Taehyung flinched at a sudden change in tone, completely thrown off. "Tae, Wyan, you literally just..." "One, unbelievable," she huffed, crossing her arms and narrowing her eyes at him. "I didn't mean that, you pervert." "Taehyung, then what did you mean?" Taehyung cried, throwing his hand up in frustration. "One, I mean to want to go to the lab and give them a sample." "Obviously," one shouted back, rolling her eyes dramatically. Taehyung blinked, his brain slowly catching up. "Taehyung, wait, you meant a donation at a clinic?" One sighed heavily, shaking her head as if disappointed. "When of course, what else would I mean?" Then leaned back in his chair, still trying to wrap his head around everything. "Then you should have just said it from the beginning." One shot him a look. "Well, you are the one who jumped to that conclusion." Taehyung ran a hand through his hair, still looking slightly dazed. "Taehyung, I can't believe you put me through that mental torture. I thought you actually wanted me. One was sneaked behind her coffee cup, hiding her amusement. "You are the one with the dirty minded." "Yeah, but that praising voice." He stopped mid-sentence, his eyes narrowing suspiciously. "Wait a second, are you messing with me?" One raised her eyebrows and face perfect picture of innocence once again. "Me mess with you? Never." Then studied her for a moment, but one held her composure. She smiled sweetly. "Oh, come on, I was just harmless request, Abby." Then grumbled something under his breath, but Wine couldn't help the satisfaction gained tugging at her lip. Then was again eyeing Wine suspiciously, his confusion slowly morphing into disbelief. He took another sip of coffee, this time carefully watching her over the rim of the cup. "So, let me get this straight," he began slowly. "You want me to help June by donating to the clinic?" His voice was carrying a hint of doubt, as if he was waiting for the punchline. She nodded, keeping her expression innocent. "Exactly. What's so complicated about that?" Then leaned in, his eyes narrowing further. "Then, but why me? Why not, a professional donor or something?" She shrugged, warning casually. "While you are healthy, handsome, and smart, June deserves the best." She sipped her coffee as if this was the most logical thing in the world. Then coughed again, setting her cup down. "Then, you really think I'm gonna fall for this? When I have been married to you for so long, do not know when you are up to something." One raised her eyebrows, pretending to look offended. "One, what do you think I'm lying? June is a tough spot, and I'm just trying to help a friend. I thought you would understand, but clearly..." Taehyung ground, rubbing her temples. One, I'm not saying I don't want to help, but this is weird. Forward, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. Weird how it signs them. People do it all the time. Taehyung, yeah, but not usually their friend's husband. Taehyung shot back. His voice low and exasperated. Can you imagine how awkward that would be? While leaned back in her chair, enjoying how frustrated he was getting. Awkward for who? You wouldn't even be the same room as her. It's a medical procedure, not a romantic date, Taehyung. Then stared at her for the moment, his brain clearly working overtime. So you are serious? You're really asking me to do this? One nodded firmly, resisting the urge to laugh. One, completely serious, then slumped back in his chair, staring at us solid. Taehyung, I'm either a weird dream or this is the most bizarre conversation we have ever had. One finally let out a chuckle, watching him struggle with the absurdity. She leaned in her eyes twinkling. So will you have June or not? Taehyung rubbed his chin, looking like he was contemplating his life choices. I mean, if you are asking me to, I guess I had to do it. But he looked at her, his voice lowering. Are you sure you are okay with this? One was about to burst from holding back her laughter, but she kept her composure. Of course, why wouldn't I be? Taehyung sighed, looking utterly defeated. Taehyung, I don't know if it feels wrong, but it's what you want. Suddenly, one couldn't hold it any longer. She burst out laughing, clutching her stomach as Taehyung face shifted from confusion to realization. You are messing with me, aren't you? Hey, Taehyung said, slowly, his eyes widening. One could barely breathe from laughing so hard. One, oh my god, your face, she whisked, wiping tears from her eyes. Then stared at her in disbelief, slowly shaking his head. Taehyung, you are evil. One, evil. Taehyung, oh my god, my wife is evil. One finally managed to calm down, catching her breath as she looked at her husband. You should have seen yourself. You were actually going to do it. I can't believe you thought I was serious. Taehyung narrowed his eyes, crossing his arm. I don't know if I should be relieved or angry right now. One grave leaning over to poke his cheek playfully. Come on, you know you love me. Taehyung let out a long sigh. I'm never trusting you again. One snorted, still giggling as she parted his arm. One, you say that every time. Taehyung just stared at her, shaking his head in disbelief, though there was a small taking at his lip. Next time I'm pulling a prank on you, just wait. One raised an eyebrow. Why no, I have loved to see you try. Taehyung smirked, leaning closer. Taehyung, challenge accepted. They exchanged a playful look before Taehyung reached out and stole a sip of her coffee, making her sweat at him. As he was laughed, the lingering tension from Juliana replaced with the usual teasing. Even she hadn't told him the full truth about Jiun. A few days passed since one prank, but Taehyung hadn't forgotten. No, he was quietly plotting his revenge, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. He had promised himself that when he pulled his prank, it would be something one could never see again. The opportunity arrived. One lazy afternoon, Van was lying on the couch, flipping through her phone. Van then suddenly appeared in front of her with a serious look on his face. We need to talk, he said, his tone somber, catching her off guard. Van raised my always sensing something odd in the air. What is it? You look like you have seen a ghost. Taehyung sat beside her, running a hand through his hair in a dramatic way that made her instantly suspicious. I have been thinking a lot about your request, about having June. One blinked, she thought they had not passed that rank. Woman, that rank, oh my god, you are still. No, no, hear me out. They interrupted, his face deadly serious. I have been doing some research and I think that's something I should tell you. Now, Anne was curious. She set her phone aside and sat up straight, narrowing her eyes at him. What are you talking about? Taehyung took a deep breath, his eyes starting to floor before he looked back at a troubled expression. You see, I always wanted to tell you, but I didn't know how. One heart skip a bit. Was he serious? She leaned in slightly, her voice softening. Tell me what? Taehyung sighed dramatically, his eyes filled with a mix of guilt and hesitation. Wine, I'm sorry. I have been in a relationship with someone else. Her jaw dropped. Wine, what? Taehyung's face remained stoic, but inside he was trying so hard not to burst out laughing. I have seen someone behind your back for a while now. One jaw quickly returned into disbelief. You are joking, right? Is this another one of your pranks? Taehyung shook his hand, putting a best sincere expression. Taehyung, I wish I was, but I have been in love with her for months. One was about to protest, but then he pulled out his phone, tapping a few taps before showing her a photo. It was her housemate, Sati, smiling happily as she stood in the kitchen. One mouth fell open. Mrs. Lee. Taehyung nodded solemnly. Taehyung, yes, Mrs. Lee, we have been having an affair. She makes me kimchi like no one else. When I'm addicted. One head was spinning. One, wait, what? Kimchi? Taehyung sighed deeply, placing a hand on her shoulder. Taehyung, I have never wanted to hurt you. But Mrs. Lee, she understands me in ways you never could. She even knows how to fold my socks in the right way. One just stared at him, speechless, her mind trying to process everything. Taehyung, you are telling me you have been sneaking around with our housemaid because of kimchi and socks? He nodded, his expression gave. It's not just kimchi wine, it's the connection we share. The way she irons my shirts. One narrows her eyes, trying to figure out if this was real. You can't be serious. Taehyung leaned closer, his face inches from hers. That's serious. In fact, he paused for dramatic effect. I'm moving in with her. One eyes widening. One, what? Taehyung bit his lip, looking away, ashamed. She have been saving up. We are getting up an apartment. I have already packed my bags. One eye snarled with further, but a small smile tugged at the corner of her lips. One, you are really trying to seal this? Taehyung nodded, playing the part perfectly. I'm sorry, One, but my heart belongs to Mrs. Lee now. One blinked and then she cracked, bursting out into the fit of uncomfortable laughter. She turned her, clutching her stomach. Oh my god, Tae, you actually think I'm going to believe this? Mrs. Lee, you are the father of our 5-year-old son. If this wasn't a prank, I'd definitely say your entire family. Taehyung finally dropped the act, his serious expression breaking into a grin as he watched her laugh. Taehyung got up. Van clapped his arms, still laughing so hard she had tears in her eyes. Van, you really thought you could outflank me with that ridiculous story, kimchi and socks? Taehyung chuckled, leaning back on the couch, completely satisfied with himself. Taehyung, hey, I had you for a second there. You should have seen your face. Van wiped her eyes. Still giving as she tried to catch her breath. Van, I can't believe you went to the housemaid. How did you keep a straight face? Taehyung shrugged, his eyes twinkling with mischief. Taehyung, I'm just that good. One shook her head, still grinning. You are lucky I didn't believe you, or Mrs. Lee would have out of her job right now. Taehyung sniffed, leaning closer to her again. Taehyung, I had to make it hot crazy, so you had never seen it coming. Van rolled her eyes, still smiling. Van, okay, I will give you that, but you don't think I'm letting you win so easily? Taehyung, go with the word now. One grin grew up. Well, you better believe it. Then I'm going to get you back, and when I do, you won't even know what hit you. Then Smith wrapping an arm around her shoulder. Hey guys, I'm back. Hearing the shout, both of them flinched and turned toward the door. One, Jonah. Then my superhero, welcome back. Mr. and Mrs. Kim also entered the room. One, Mom, Dad, I hope it wasn't bother you. Mrs. Kim, no, John is our sweet and polite grandson. Mr. Kim, yeah, he loves spending time with his grandparents. He laughed as John suddenly started chasing them, noticing him eating his chocolate strawberry ice cream from the fridge. John, that I will tickle you until you buy me another chocolate strawberry ice cream. Still chasing them. Yeah, I just had a taste. Your mom's the one who ate most of it. One shake her head, watching the door while Mr. and Mrs. Kim laughs. John, Mom doesn't even like that flavor, Dad.